All right, it's 2025. It's a brand new year, new opportunities, new things at stake, new chapters in your life. And in this video, I want to walk through exactly how you can completely transform yourself this year in 2025 and the steps that I would take to do it. Now, before I get into those, I want to point out something. This is not your first year. This is not your first rodeo. If you're 1 year old watching this, and respect, but chances are, most of my demographic is 18, 20, 25, 30, around that demographic. And so you've been through this before. You've had New Year's resolutions, some that you've kept, some that you completely broke. And there's a very good chance that there are areas in your life, whether it's in your finance, in your business, in your relationships, in your fitness, whatever it may be, that you're not entirely satisfied with. And so in this video, I want to remind you that you've been here before. You've had goals. You've said that this year's going to be different, but what have you done in the past? Have you followed through? Have you slipped back? Have you committed to it? Or have you made up excuses as to why you can't make it happen? And in turn, another year gets wasted. You see, I was there for quite a few years before I really truly started my journey. And even then, as I've gone through the last 7 or 8 years being online, there's been some years when I've really been on fire. And there's been some years where I've just really slacked off. And the promises I made to myself, I didn't end up following through on. And so I know what it's like to go through that and not be happy with the results. And so in this video, I want to give you a bit of a challenge to make this year count. I want you to come into this year and 6 months in, be completely unrecognizable. And if you're watching this now, at the beginning of the year, and if you're watching this later in the year, it doesn't matter. The damage you can do in 6 months, if you lock in and you do what I'm going to talk to you about today, you can become unrecognizable faster than you'd imagine. And that's not because you saw a YouTube video, and that's not because I'm exceptionally intelligent. I'm not. The reason this is going to work is because I'm going to give you the tools to genuinely create change, to genuinely make a commitment to growth and follow through. And if you do it correctly and you do it the way that I explained it to you, the potential that was always inside of you is going to come out and make it happen. So if you've got a goal, if you've got an outcome, and there's something you want to achieve this year, in the next 6 months, whatever it may be, get yourself a pen and paper and walk through this with me together. And let's make the next 6 months something that we'll never forget. So if you want to be unrecognizable 6 months from now, coming into this new year, the very first thing you need to do is set real, tangible commitments for the road ahead. I'm not talking about goals. I want to make $1 million. I want to get a six-pack. It's like, what are the tangible goals that you want to make? So for example, if it's a fitness goal, I want to get down to this specific weight, this specific body fat, train this many times per week, and I want to feel this emotion when I look in the mirror. If you're starting out with business, you don't want to say, I want to be a millionaire if you have $12 in your account. You're going to say, I want to start my very first online business and make my first $5,000 to $10,000 per month with this specific business model. See how that works? We want a tangible outcome, tangible numbers, a tangible thing that we can write down and say, this is my goal, and we would know if we hit it or not. And the most important thing is that it doesn't remain a goal. It doesn't remain something that goes, yep, I wrote it down, and then we just see how the year pans out. It's a commitment. It's something that you remind yourself of every single day. Whatever you've written down there, and if you're not, pause the video and do it. Whatever you've written down, don't just read it once. Put it in front of yourself while you're brushing your teeth. Write it on your mirror. Put it in your wallet, so when you open your wallet to get your card out to pay for your fuel in your car, you can see the goal right there. Whatever it may be, you want to commit it to memory. You want to commit to seeing it every single day so you can see the tangible outcome that you want to make in the next 6 months, and you'll know whether you're on track for it or not. Number 2 is, now that we've got a commitment, we've got a goal, a tangible outcome, and you can do it for multiple different areas of your life as well, fitness, business, relationships, whatever it may be. But once you've got it, you want to ask yourself why you want it. You see, there's a lot of people who say, I want to become a millionaire. Then you ask them, why do you want $1 million? They're like, because I'll have money, it'll be cool, I'll feel successful. And it's like, all right, cool. Well, what do you need $1 million for? Where would you put it? Where would you store it? How would you invest it? And then they don't really know. You want to make sure you're thinking through why you want it and what you would do with that goal. So for example, let's just say I want to get to 10% body fat and I want to have a certain amount of muscle. The reasons why I might want it is, I could say that I want to have a good body for my social media accounts, so people can see that not only am I, switched on with business, but I'm also dialed into my health and my fitness, and I'm not somebody who makes excuses and doesn't train. I train whether I like it or I don't, and that builds more trust with my personal brand. That could be an example for me. It could also be for somebody else when it comes to fitness. If you're a father, and you would say, you know what, I want to make sure that I'm in shape and I have the best body and I have strong arms and I have a strong chest, and my kids can see that I'm strong and I'm training hard and I'm working hard, so I can be a good influence on them. Or maybe you've been a bit overweight and there's nothing wrong with that, but you may say, you know what, I felt like I've held myself back from expressing myself socially, in relationships, in business, because I was bullied, or I felt like I was judged for my weight. Well, then that may be a reason why you want to do it, so you can regress the next stage in your life. It's the same with your business. Why do I want to get to the next level of my business? Well, because I want to buy a house and have a family. And I want to make sure they have enough room in the backyard and they have, multiple bathrooms and whatever it may be. I want to have a house so I can raise a family in it. So it's not, I don't feel like building my business this day. It's, hey, do I want that house to my children and my family or not? See how that works? The more reasons we have why we want to do something, if we have a bad day or we're not motivated, if we remind ourselves why we want it in the first place, we're more likely to see it through to the end. Number 3, now that we know what we want and why we want it, the next thing is going to be who, not how. You see, a lot of people get stuck on, I want to achieve this goal. I know why I want it. Do it. They don't know what the first step is, the second step is, the third step is. They get stuck. And so one of the best things I've learned from one of my mentors is ask who, not how. If you've never done something before, your chances of being able to do it on your own with no resources and no blueprint, no guide to do it, pretty slim. I wouldn't know off the top of my head how to ride a horse. I would not know off the top of my head how to fix an aircon. I have things that I know really, really well, but there's a lot of things I don't know how to do well. And so with things that I know how to do, I just do them. But if I don't know how to do something, the first thing I'm gonna do is not ask how, I'm gonna ask who. Who do I know that I can pay to do this? Who do I know that I can ask for advice on this stuff? Who can I pay for guidance to get me to that next level? And so, for example, when I'm in business and I have a roadblock or a bottleneck and I don't know how to handle it, say I want to expand my team or I want to do some advertising overseas or whatever it may be, some high level problems that I've never faced before, well, then I'm not going to try to ponder on my own, or how would I do it? Because I don't know if the answers I'm going to give myself are going to be right. Instead, I want to ask myself, who knows this? Who can ask for help? Who can I pay for coaching to ensure that I get the roadmap and the systems that I need to get there a hell of a lot faster and do it the right way first? In the same way that if you wanted to get into a specific shape for gym or bodybuilding, it makes the most sense just to hire a PT who knows exactly how to transform your body, exactly what you should be eating, and can hold you accountable to get there along the way. It's the same thing. And the last thing is, don't start January 1st. Don't start when you're ready. You see, a lot of people, they say, you know what, here's my goal, here's what I want to do, here's how I'm going to get there, but I'm going to start next week because it's a better time. Or I'm going to start January 1st because it'll be the brand new year and I'll have all this momentum. The only time for you to start is now. One of the biggest things that I live by is that success loves speed. And so if you move fast, if you take action, if you're decisive with what it is that you do, you're going to get where you want to go. The most successful people that I know are not waiting for the perfect time. They're not waiting for the perfect day. They're not waiting for the new year. They start now. They strike while the iron is hot, because I promise you the hardest part about achieving any goal is getting started. The hardest part about building a business is just deciding to give it a go and sitting down at your laptop for the first time and doing the first step. The hardest part about going to the gym is going there for the first time, nervously walking through the door, hoping nobody laughs at you. It's the same thing with everything. Don't wait, just start, because once you start and you've got a little bit of that momentum, everything will fall into place and you'll be pretty much set from there. The main thing is take action now, and we'll figure the rest out as we go. If you're serious about transforming over the next 6 months and you have a goal, no matter what it is, write down a tangible goal and remind yourself every single day and know why you want to do it. Then ask yourself who, not how. Where do I go to get the insights and the information and the systems and training that I need to make sure that I can make this happen? And the last thing is going to be, now you've got everything in place, you know what you want, why you want it, and who can help you. The next thing is, don't wait, start now, because success loves speed. And if you can do that, the world is your oyster. It's just a matter of time until you get what you want. If you are committed to doing this, let me know in the comments. What's your goal? Why do you want it? Who's going to help you? And most importantly, have you started yet? Let me know in the comments. I'll give you some love. And if you have any other questions, let me know. Please feel free to check out some of the other videos. If your goal is to get started making some extra money online, there is countless videos all over our channel breaking down exactly how to do the same. But take this video to heart, follow what I showed you, and I promise you, you'll be surprised at what you can achieve with a little bit of effort.